I'm up.
Okay. We have 6 people with us, 7.
Okay, get these in order. Welcome back, everybody. So these are my sentiments. I'm just going to keep those close by. Wait for some more people to come on. I hope you had a nice little break. I got my all cut out. They're so pretty. I think this is a stamp that you'll use again and again. Not only for sympathy or thinking of you, but you could certainly use them for happy birthday as well. They would look very nice. And how many people are on?
10.
How many people were in it last time?
Very good question. I think a few more.
Okay, we'll just wait for a few more. So this is card number 1. And I used both of these on it. So let's open up this package. I'm going to
This pattern paper, was it called Shades of Teal?
I think so. I'm going to carefully remove them from bag number 1. All right. So there are 5 cards in here to be assembled. So I'm just going to take the first one off and set the other ones aside. Okay? So this is the card that we're making. And there's 2 parts to it. This is the front of it. It has an oval cut out, and then there's a mini card inside. And there is a vellum right here. So you should have a piece of vellum included in your kit. So you should have a piece of vellum. So what I'd like you to do right now is cut out the vellum floral, all right? So you can take your die and cut it out of the vellum. So you can do that right now. Yeah, the reason I didn't do it is because it's very fragile, so I didn't want to get it all crinkled
Or crumpled,
or crumpled.
or bent.
Yeah.
So I put up a link to the papers. I think we do have a few sheets of this, and we have some coordinating ones, and it's gorgeous,
Okay. Is that one with the gold in it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And we have some that have the, like, the 4 6x6s on one page.
So the paper that we're using is by Simply Stated, which is a Canadian company from Edmonton. And I believe it's a one person.
Yeah, she prints it all,
That's beautiful.
and then there's some ephemera too, so.
It's beautiful. So Cindy's put up links to the paper. It's lovely. So she is a one-person company, I believe, and she's located in Edmonton, and she designs and prints all her papers and ephemera. So it's kind of nice. This is the second time we've used it in a class for Simply Stated. Our Christmas one was Simply Stated. So it's nice to purchase from a Canadian company. Okay, so let's start. So in your card here, you're going to have the card with an oval cutout, and the oval was cut with the stitched ovals. And then you're going to have a mini card, which is right here. All the sizing and everything is on your handout.
Okay, Sarah Lynn says she has 2 sheets of vellum. Do they die cut the smaller one or the big one?
Cut the bigger one. Yeah, you're gonna have 2 because one is going to be for the front of the elongated oval. So you can use the larger one. So you can use the larger one. All right, so you're gonna have 2 pieces of vellum. The smaller one, keep for the card. The bigger one, cut your floral out of. You're going to have a piece of the teal paper. And then you're also going to have an oval of the teal paper. All right, so those are all the things that you have in your card kit right now to assemble. If you grab the wrong vellum, don't worry about it. You can just trim the other one down. It's not a biggie, okay? So then you're also going to need your vellum. You're going to need 2 of your florals, 2 of the florals, and you're going to need With Sympathy. So those are all the things that you're going to need for this particular card. Okay? I'm going to set those aside. And we're going to start with this oval. I'm going to be using liquid adhesive, and I'm also going to be using a tape runner. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this piece of vellum and we're going to attach it to the front of the card. So I'm just going to put some liquid adhesive around this elongated oval. And place my vellum over top of it. Okay. to adjust my camera here. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to take the teal paper with the oval cut out, and I am going to attach it to the front of my card. Now you might have to turn it around to see what fits the best. And I'm using liquid adhesive for this as well. I tend to use a lot of liquid adhesive now instead of my tape runner, now that they've come out with the glue press. I'm using much more glue, so I find it very easy to use. There we go. Now on the front, we're going to add a little frame here that I've cut out, and it's going to go in here like so. It's going to fit right inside. So you can put a ring of glue around the perimeter on the inside here. And then just fit this inside. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take one of these florals and we're going to do some trimming with it. So see this one here? I'm going to remove it. This one here, I'm cutting it apart. So you see that? I've taken this sprig right here and I've removed it. Okay? And then I'm also going to cut this one off. So I'm just going to go down my stem like that and cut it off. So I've now removed, this was here. I've now cut it, leaving about 2 inches of the stem. Okay. And then I'm also going to take this leaf here. So all that's left is this piece, and you can put that aside. So we have a leaf, we have this, and we have this. So it's going to go on like that. So I'm going to bring my card back. I'm not sure what I used in here. Okay, so I am going to take this and I'm going to apply glue on here. And I'm just going to take my finger and spread it around so that it's not so noticeable on my vellum. And I'm going to place it near the top, like that. So because I spread it around with my finger, when you open this up, you don't see the glue. See that? You do not see the glue. All right, now I'm going to take this sprig and I'm going to do the same. I'm putting on my glue. And I'm just going to spread it a bit with my finger. And this one, I'm going to place like this with the tip just hanging over onto the frame. Okay. Now it is hanging over here, so I'm going to trim that off. Just lifting that up, giving it a little trim. So it looks like that. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it like so. Now don't worry about that little spot there because our With Sympathy will cover that up. You can kind of fill it in there. And again, I'm just going to trim that off. And there we go. And then I'm going to take my With Sympathy and I'm going to place it on here like that. So I'm going to apply glue. I've got my little glue mat here somewhere. I like to use this little mat so I don't get glue all over Cindy's table here. So this is just a silicone mat that you would use for a glue gun. I think I got it at the dollar store. So I'm just adding glue onto my With Sympathy. I also like the glue press because I have arthritis in my hands and it doesn't bother my hands. So you want to position this so it kind of covers up the spot there. So I'm kind of got it on an angle. You could put it straight, but I'm going to put it on an angle. And there we go. What is this called?
A glue press.
It's called a glue
Yep,
press?
by My Sweet Petunia.
And I know it's very easy to grip. It's very easy to apply pressure to and squeeze. I don't have any issues with my arthritis with it. So I like it. And I know Scrapbook Cottage has them in stock. I'm going to be using it through this whole card making process. And Cindy can put a link to them as well. Okay. Now you're going to take this piece of paper, and this would be 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to glue it to the inside of our card. Do you have a pin? Oh, there's my. Alrighty. It's just a little stuck there. Okay. So now we have that glued on. So now we're gonna glue on our little mini card. Now the mini card is opening this way. So opposite to what you would usually do. Okay. And now we are going to get your stamp. And I'm going to get Thinking of You. Okay, so I'm gonna get my Misty. And I'll put my Misty this way. So thinking of you today and always. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to take another sprig, a full one, and I'm going to put it on here. So I'm going to cut about 1/4 of an inch off the bottom. Okay, so we'll do that now. Just snip 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to put glue on here. There we go. Bring this back. And there's our card. So when you close it, you see that extra floral spray. And then when you open it up, it looks so beautiful. And then you can do your personal message there. Such a pretty card.
What about the vellum piece?
Oh, I forgot the vellum piece. All that, and I forgot the vellum piece. Where did I put it? Sorry about that. Okay, I'm just gonna lift this part up. All right, so now the vellum piece. There it is. I'm gonna put that on. This is the only downfall to using glue. All right, I'm gonna put this on first. Okay, so we'll get some of that on. I'm just going to put little dots of glue on here. And I'll put that on. Okay, and then when you put this on, you're just gonna offset it a bit. So just kind of turn it, and then you see the vellum underneath it. Okay? And there we go. Sorry about that. If you had glued it down, then save the vellum and we can put it somewhere else. And there you go. Very pretty. Lovely. Love it. Unfortunately, we always need sympathy cards. Write a nice message. Okay. Now from that little pile, we're going to take the next one. Is everybody keeping up?
When will you load these to YouTube
I put it to YouTube right away.
so they can watch tomorrow on YouTube?
They can watch right after this. I will put it right up. All right, the second card. We have the elongated oval. We have the, what do they call this? Diamond lattice, so pretty. And then we have an elongated oval. And then we have our paper. Now this paper is a different size because I left 1/4 inch or, yeah, 1/4 inch from the top and the bottom, a little different. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our card and we're going to glue this, but you'll notice it's 1/4 inch from the top, 1/4 inch on the bottom, but it's flush on the sides, just a little different. Now, Simply Stated paper is only one-sided. It's white on the back. So be careful when you purchase it. And make sure in your paper stash that the pattern is facing up. Because I grabbed it thinking it was a white piece of paper. Yeah. So you don't want to do that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our card aside and we're going to take these pieces here. So on this elongated oval, we are going to glue our lattice, all right? Now, you don't have to glue all over. You can just kind of do the perimeter. So I'm just doing the perimeter here. And then I'm going to put that on my oval. Okay. And I'll press that in place. Now I'm going to take a sprig of my flower and I'm going to lay it down like this. Like so. And I'm going to glue it in place. Now I'm not going to glue down these two pieces because they're going to go outside the frame. So you just kind of want to pinch them up like that so that they're not glued down. So I'm going to glue the rest. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to lay it down like this. So this leaf here is basically going to be covered. So now I'm just going to flip it over and trim that off. Okay. And then you're going to take this frame and it is going to be glued on here with these leaves. Kind of push those leaves up. I'll just dry fit it right now and put it on. And then these leaves will go over top like that, okay? You might want to trim a bit of this off as well. I've got some hanging on the top here of the lattice. So I'm just gonna trim that off. Okay, so on the wrong side of my lattice, I'm going to apply my adhesive. And remember, I'm just gonna pinch these up and put this on. Once I've got this attached, I can glue down those leaves. So now they're exposed on the outside of our frame. So it looks like that. And now I'm going to take Love and Hugs and attach it. I would even use this as a birthday card. Love and hugs. Why not? Okay. I'm going to bring the card back now, and it's going to go on here. I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of it to give it some dimension. So I'm just going to flip this over and add some foam tape. This is optional, especially if you're mailing it. You might not want to have foam tape on it. So definitely optional. I love this foam tape. It comes in a huge roll like this, and it is by iCraft, I believe. I'll get Cindy to, but if you love to use foam tape, it's a very economical way of using it. And you can see how large it is. And I've used some of it, so it's even bigger than this.
It's by Scrapbook Adhesives.
Scrapbook Adhesives.
iCraft is no more.
Oh, that's right. Isn't that pretty? Love it. But anyways, it's under $25. How much is
No,
it?
it is 35.
It's 35?
Adhesive is super expensive now.
Yeah. But it's worth it because
There is 54 feet of it.
54 feet. Everything's gone up. So that is card number 2. I love this diamond lattice. It's beautiful. Okay. How are we doing, everybody? I don't want to go too fast for you. So let me know if everything is okay. And the instructions are very clear, so you'll be able to make these cards again. If you do come across an error, just email me. Or tell Kathy and she'll let me know. This is a different one. Opens like this. It says, thinking of you today and always. Isn't that beautiful? So I'll get my pile here. That's the next one. So in this one, you're going to have the card. It's a top folding card. You're going to have this piece, which we will stamp on. And then you have two pieces with stitching around the perimeter. And you have a piece of the teal paper. And then you also have a piece of the vellum diamond lattice. All right? It will be larger. We will cut it to size. Did everybody say they're good to go?
We got a request to slow down.
Okay. I just found it easier when I cut this out. The other thing too is when you're using it and cutting with vellum, you can do 2 at a time. So that's always nice to know. If you are using it with cardstock and you find that the little diamonds are not being cut out, you can use bubble wrap. So what you would do is, say this is your bubble wrap. You put your bubble wrap down, and then you put your die face up, so the cuttings are face up. So this is your bubble wrap, and then your die face up, and then you would put your vellum over top like that, or your cardstock. So you'd put your cardstock on top, and then you'd put it through your Big Shot. And these pop out no problem. You certainly don't need bubble wrap when you're using vellum. It cuts out beautifully. But if you want, if you're having problems, bubble wrap is the way to go. So it's bubble wrap, die face up, and your paper on top, and put it through, and it works perfect.
Oh, I put bubble wrap, paper, die face down.
Oh, yes, you could do it that way.
I cut into the bubble wrap.
Okay, yeah, you can do that too. All right? So you can do bubble wrap, paper,
Die.
die. All right. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to glue our paper onto this little mini card. Okay? But before we do that, we are going to take this, so this is the inside right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it up here to that score line, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and just crease this. Okay, so it looks like that. So basically, we've just folded this section in half. Okay, so once again, you're just taking this, it's already folded, fold it up, and give it a crease. Okay? So this goes like this. So this is a mountain, and this is a valley. So it looks like that. Okay? All right, so on this, we are going to, on the front of it, we're going to glue our vellum. So I'm going to go down one side so that I only have to cut one side. Okay, so you're going to go down one side and one bottom. Okay. So I've got it down one side. I'm going to put it on here and on the bottom. And then I'm going to trim it. Okay, once I've done that, I'm just going to lift this up and I'm going to add glue to the bottom of this and to the side. I'm just doing those little edges. And then putting it down. And that just adds some texture and dimension to it. Okay? So on this one, the fold is on the bottom, so it looks like this. Okay. We can bring in our card. Now the card has a score line. If it doesn't have a score line, you're just going to fold this in half, up, and give it a... Now if you're getting a little rough edge, just take a sander. I don't have a sander here, but just take a sander and sand it, and it will disappear. Okay? Now you have two pieces of paper that have the stitching on them. One is going up here, and one is going on the bottom. Okay, you're going to leave an 1/8 of an inch around the perimeter. So I'm just leaving an 1/8 of an inch. Just gonna... There we go. Have I slowed down enough? And then this one will go on the bottom. That just adds a little texture to the front as well. And then you can see this is going to go on to the front like this. So we're just going to put glue on this half up here and this half down here. Okay? So I'm going to put adhesive or glue on this rectangle and this rectangle. I'm going to flip it over and place it.
That's you. Just hang up. It's weed man.
And then when you open it, it opens like that. So the fold was in the middle here. Okay? I'm just going to get my Misty. And I left that stamp on there. So thinking of you today and always, I'm just going to put that on here for an inside sentiment. It's optional if you want to leave it out and write your own personal message. You can do that as well. Bring back my card. And then I'm going to glue that on the inside. Look how lovely that vellum looks on the paper. It really does look beautiful. All right. I'm going to take my floral, and my full floral is going on here. I'm going to cut 1/4 of an inch off the stem. And lay that down. So this reaches the top. And then this reaches the bottom. Make sure it's going the right way, where it opens up this way. So I'm going to put my glue on my floral. There we go. Flip it over and place it.
Which way does the colored folded paper go into the card piece? So it gets attached to the top?
So it gets attached to the top and the bottom. So the fold is at the bottom here, so that's a mountain fold. And this part here is a valley fold. So when it's closed up, you're just going to put adhesive on the top and then adhesive on the bottom. So when it lays on the card, it attaches to this top half and it attaches to the bottom.
Maybe show that side view.
So it looks like that. Maybe I should use my tape and then I can take it apart. So do you see that?
I think they probably got it now. They're not, there's no comments, but
Okay,
I think seeing it from the side makes it pretty
okay.
good.
I'll start using tape and then I can take it apart. And then you're going to put a with sympathy on, like so. Now you can put the with sympathy on an angle or straight. I'm going to put it on an angle, which is very unlike me. I'm normally a straight across person, but I think it looks pretty like that. And there we go. So pretty. Lots of dimension in this card, and it pops up. Has everybody finished this one? You can say yes, and I can go to the next. Four people? So in your instructions, I give the sizes, and I also give pictures of if the card opens or closes. So I really think you'll be able to remake these cards. If you don't have the lattice, then don't use it. But you can basically do these cards again. All right. How are we doing over there?
To 6 now, I think. So while we have a moment, that's my dad's first wife.
Oh,
I'm going through old photos, taking them out of albums and putting them in little boxes.
oh my goodness.
So a few years ago, my mom and I went to a funeral on my dad's side, and my cousin excitedly came in and said, "Oh, I have an old picture of Howard for you," and hands it to my mom, and she goes, "Oh, well, that's his first wife." So there was embarrassment all around.
They kind of look the same when your
Um,
mom was younger. I mean, if you did it quick.
Different smile, but yeah, I could see. Like,
Yeah,
my cousin Jack was probably like 15 years older than I am, so he wouldn't have
no,
remembered my mom as a young woman kind
No.
of thing. He knew her as a young woman, but
that's funny.
he was a toddler then. But yeah, it was funny.
All right, are we ready to go on? All right, the next one, we'll be doing a little bit of work here. This is called the floating card. So you can see from the side, these little strips have fun foam under them. Can you see that? All right, so you're going to need a paper trimmer for this one. So you have a top fold card. You have a elongated oval in the teal. You have an elongated oval in white. You have a piece of acetate. And you also have the diamond lattice in vellum. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to, first of all, so our vellum doesn't get crumpled, we are going to attach the vellum to the front of our card, okay? There we go. So the lattice, diamond lattice cuts out a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. So it's card size of A2. There we go. And then I'm also going to take this oval and I'm going to put it on the front of the card. So our front of the card will be set and ready to go. All right, so now we can set that aside. So now we have the teal and the acetate. We're going to put the acetate aside and just use our teal here. Now you're going to need your paper trimmer. I use guillotine. And you'll see on your instructions, it says here, take the teal oval and cut it into strips at 4, 3 1/2, 3, 2 3/4, 2, 1 1/2, 1 1/4, and 3/4. So I'll show you what that involves. Okay, so I'm going to take my oval and I'm going to go to the 4. Okay, so I'm going to the 4. Is everybody at this point? Because I don't want to start this if you're not at this point. So could you say yes, you're at this point? If you don't have a cutter like mine, you can just use your regular paper trimmer. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to cut this into different strips. And then we're going to remove 2 of the strips so that that will make way for us to put it and leave spaces in between each one, because we're going to be removing a 3/4 and a 1/4 inch strip. So that'll give us the spaces that we need. When we're cutting this, we're going to keep them in order. So we're going to cut one, put it in, put it down. Cut another one, put that one in on top of it. Cut another one and put that one on top of it. So we want to keep them in order.
So 6 have said they're ready.
Okay.
And we have 10 people watching.
Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to take this and I'm going to put it at the 4. So it's flush to the top and it's on the 4. So I've got this pushed right up on the 4 and I'm going to cut. I'm going to take that piece and set it to the side. So there it is right there. All right, the next one I'm going to move to 3.5. Again, it's flush to the top and the oval top is at 3.5 and I'm going to cut. I'm going to take it and put it like that. All right. Next, I'm going to move my paper to 3, making sure it's flush at the top and at the 3. I'm going to cut it and put it right here. Next, we're going to slide it to 2 3/4. Flush at the top and cut it. Move it over and put it in order. All right. So that was 2 3/4. Now we're sliding it down to 2. So that's an easy one. And move that over. And then we're going to 1.5. Move it over. There we go. And then we're moving it to 1 1/4. And the last one is 3/4. And then take this top piece and put it at the top. Okay. So here we have all our little pieces in order. Okay. Okay, so there it is. All right, so we have 9 pieces here, but we only want 7. So we're going to remove a 3/4 inch, which is this one here, this large one. We're removing it. Okay, so let's take that one out. And then we'll move this down. And then we're going to remove a 1/4 inch. So we removed a 3/4 inch, and now this one here, it's third from the top, we're taking it out. Okay? So now it looks like this. Oops. Okay? So these are garbage. 3/4, 1/4. Throw those away. And now we have this. What we're going to do now is we are going to put foam tape on the back of each one. Okay? So I'm going to take my foam tape. If you don't have foam tape, you can use your pop dots. All right, I've got my foam tape. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to put foam tape on it. And trim it. Okay, so there's one. That was the top one. Okay? Now the second one, I'm going to take it and I'm going to put foam tape on it. And I just trim it. And so that one goes there. And then I'm going to take the next one. You can do this with circles. I've done it with circles. I just think it looks so nice. There we go. That one needs to be trimmed a bit. I should have brought my thin. I have thinner foam tape as well. This is a 1/4 inch. Pick that up. There we go. And this one. So that's number 5. This is number 6. And number 7. Okay. You can let me know when you're done, and we'll go on to the next step. Oh my goodness. Me with hair.
Long hair.
Yeah. Blonde hair.
Yeah.
I need my long hair back.
There's me.
You look so young, eh?
A little different.
Wow. That's got to be 10 years ago.
Well, it's 2015, so yeah.
How are they doing there?
Okay, I think 3 have said they're done. 4. So a couple Christmases ago, I gave my mother-in-law a digital frame, but we can email photos to it anytime.
We gave that to my mom too. And I did email to her, but now I haven't.
It'll remind me that I haven't sent one for a while.
Okay, so now you're going to take the acetate. Now you're going to see that the acetate, well, I guess I don't need to do that. The acetate is a little smaller. The reason being is I had these already cut, and it seemed like such a waste not to use them. So I thought, you know what, we'll make it work. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take this middle one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th one, it's a 1/4 inch one. I'm going to remove the backing. Come on.
Marlene asks, what size is the acetate piece supposed to be?
The acetate would be, the size of this oval. So just let me measure that. It would be 5 by 3.5. Okay. So I'm taking the middle one and I'm putting it in the middle of my acetate. Okay, so that's the middle one. And I've put it in the middle of my acetate. So now I have 3 below and 3 above. I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch in between each one. All right, so now I'm taking this one. So this is the third one from the top, and I'm placing it with 1/8 of an inch in between. So it looks like that. Okay. And then I'm taking the next one from the top. And placing it 1/8 of an inch. And you're lining up the sides as well. Okay. And then this one is going to go here. So you can see just the top part is hanging over. So you're lining up those sides, so you can see the sides are lining up. Okay? And then you're going to put this one on, and then this one, and then this one, leaving 1/8 of an inch. And lining the sides up. Oh, I put that one on the wrong way. Oh, no, I didn't. There we go, and then this one is going down here. Okay, once you have it all together, like that, you're going to trim the sides. Now, I always have difficulty cutting, die cutting vellum, or not vellum, acetate. My machine does not like acetate for cutting, die cutting, just does not like it. And there we have our oval. Okay? So now you're going to take back that card. And it is going to go on here, like that. So after you've trimmed your corners, so you can decide which way you want to put it, if you want to put it this way or this way. I'm going to do the dark in the bottom, and we're going up like an ombre effect. Okay? So I'm just putting adhesive on the back of the acetate, following those strips. Okay? And attaching it to that oval. You could do this with squares, ovals, circles. You could ink it and do an ombre effect with the ink. You can use different cardstocks if you want. There's lots of things you can do with this. All right, I'm taking a full one again. I'm going to lay it on here. And this one I am cutting, just leaving 1/4 of an inch stem. Instead of taking off, I'm leaving 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so it looks like that. It's very effective. And the top of the flower will hang over a bit at the top. Okay. I love this look. Very pretty. And then you're going to put love and hugs on here like that. There we go. Finished. There's another sentiment on your stamp. What does it say? Everything is going to be okay. You are not alone. I will always be here for you. So there's options for stamping on the inside of your card. So what do you think of this one, guys? Floating. Have you made one of these before? Are you gonna scrapbook those?
I'm getting them out of albums and into boxes because I think they take less space.
My sister scanned everyone. She has it all on her computer.
I don't know if I'll someday do that, but if I do, I'm gonna get a machine that will.
Alrighty. Yeah, so if I ever need a photo, I just ask her. She did all our family photos. So there we go. I have to tell you a little fun fact about this ruler. My husband passed away, it'll be 5 years ago. And when I was going through his stuff, I found this little ruler. And the reason I kept it is because, I don't know if you can see this. His name was Howie. And he, see that? He etched his name in here. Howie Watman. See that?
Yeah. My dad did that to lots of stuff, and just like you put the marker in, he always had like grease on his hands, cause he was an electrician. He'd lick his finger and rub dirty grease into the etching.
So anyways, I kept this. I thought that was really cute. So he's crafting with me. It comes in handy,
For sure.
that cute little ruler.
It's a nice dainty size.
Yeah. Alrighty. How'd we do, everybody? I'm pleased. See it?
Yeah, it's got foam behind the
Yeah.
strips.
Alrighty. On to the next. Okay, so the next one. Now this one has vellum behind it as well. So this is the second one. So in this, we have the top full card, the elongated oval. This is for the mechanism because we are making a pop-up. Elongated teal, the vellum for the die, and the diamond lattice, okay? So we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to cut out my vellum. I'm using my little Scout. This comes in very handy. Because I have it sitting with easy access on my craft table. Okay, so that's cut out. There's different weights of vellum. This is a medium weight. There is a thinner one, but I used a medium weight one. Okay, let's bring our card back. You can just set that aside. Okay, let's glue our diamond lattice on the front of our card. Okay. I'm just dabbing glue on the perimeter here. There we go. And I'll put that on the front of my card. There shouldn't be any reason to trim this. Should fit perfectly. Okay. All right. Let's bring this in. So on the front of this oval, we are going to glue our vellum. All right, so let's glue that. I'm just going to dot glue, but you don't really see the glue on this particular vellum. It blends right in. So it's obviously bigger than the oval, so some will be hanging over, which is fine because we're going to be trimming it. Okay, so I've got it like that. All right, you're going to take a floral and you're just going to glue it offset. So it's going to look like this. So the vellum is just peeking under it like that. Okay, and so we'll glue that in place. Now we'll be trimming this on the bottom. So when you put this on, you're just going to put it to the side of that vellum, like this. So you can see that. Once it's attached, you can flip it over and just trim the sides. So now it looks like this. And this is the point where we're going to glue on our frame. So we'll put some glue on the back of it. I was coming home the other day, and it's so nice that it's not dark at
I know.
5:30 or 5 o'clock. It's so lovely. Spring is coming. I'm in the spring mode for cards. I'm in the spring mode for cookies. I hope you enjoyed your cookie.
Delicious.
Hmm?
Delicious.
I always include a cookie in my classes now. Gives me great practice. Okay. All right, we're going to make the mechanism now. It looks pretty like that. I forgot how much I like these cards. This is the mechanism, and it will be in your instructions for the sizing. So we are going to fold on these score lines. All right, and then, so we're going to do that. And then we are going to accordion fold. Okay, so it's going to look like this. All right? So you have the straight piece. So the first fold is a mountain fold. The second fold is a valley fold. The third fold is a mountain fold. Okay, so that is an accordion fold. It looks like an M. We're moving along. The next one is a mountain fold, a valley fold, a mountain fold, all right? So those are the accordion sides. So now, when it goes like this, it's a pop-up. So we're going to put adhesive on here. Okay, so I'll do that one more time. We have our flat piece of paper. This 1/2 inch fold here is a mountain fold. And then the next fold is a valley fold. And this one is a mountain fold. So it will look like an M. And you're going to slide along to the next fold, which is a mountain fold. The next one is a valley fold. The next one is a mountain fold. Okay? So you squish this down. It's accordion. Squish this down as an accordion. And we're going to put adhesive right here. I'm going to put this in case I have to take it apart. And then this folds over like so. And then it looks like that. Okay? And that is our pop-up. You can use this in so many cards. It's a great to have. You can decrease the middle part here to make it smaller, so you can have a shorter one, a longer one, but it's just a great, you can adapt it to so many different sizes. All right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it over and I'm attaching it to the back of the oval. Okay, so I'm attaching it to the back of the oval. So now you can see this is popping. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to put adhesive on the back of the mechanism. And I'm going to place it in the center of my card. And then it pops up and down. See that? So pretty. And then I'm going to take a With Sympathy and place it on the front. And we'll just put it right here. Like so. There we go. So pretty. So it looks like this from the side. Love it. All right. And the last card. Now, the last card is in the bag, marked number 2. So now I just have to find the bag.
What are you looking for?
Hmm?
What are you looking for?
The bag with my card in it. There it is. All right, so here's number 2. And I love this card. I think it's beautiful. This is the last one. How are they doing?
Good. They
Are-
must be busy because they're working away.
Okay, you can let me know when you're ready, and we'll go on to the next one. So this, I'd never made this type of card before. This is the first time. And it's just so pretty. And it just stands up lovely. Presentation is great. I do nothing to my hair. It just curls like this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I look like my mother. My hair is way whiter than it was before. Okay, how are we doing? It's nice Paintbrush puts a magnet in there with their dies. It's a nice, I think some of you have already ordered some of these. I know Kathy ordered some of the
Ovals?
ovals.
Okay.
Okay, how are they doing?
What, 3? One says she doesn't seem to be seeing all the comments. Heather, I think if you're seeing some of the comments, you should be able to see them all. It was really quiet for a while there.
I can't see any. It's weird, eh?
Try clicking on your video. Yes, it can be reordered, Sally, because the Simply Stated woman, I don't know her name, I'm sorry, Kathy does.
Yeah,
She can print us a new batch if we reorder.
yeah. Oh, there's the comments. Okay. Okay. So pretty. Alrighty. So in this, you have two pieces of the teal paper, and this one we'll be putting on the back or the front, one of the two. You have a piece of white. This is actually going on this for the back of the card. You have 4 1/2-inch strips. These are for the sides of the card. You have a piece of the lattice. You have a piece of scored acetate. There's a piece of white cardstock scored, and there's another piece a bit smaller of white cardstock scored, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to take this piece and we are going to do valley folds, okay? So valley fold, valley fold. So it looks like that. So this is the larger piece. So we're doing valley fold, valley fold. Set that aside. Now we have this piece. This has more score lines on it. So the first score line on this one is a mountain fold. Actually, they're all mountain folds. So mountain fold, mountain fold, mountain fold, mountain fold. And I'll give those a crease with my bone folder. Okay, so we have this piece with all mountain folds. And we have this piece with the valley folds. So what we're going to do is this is going to go in here, like so. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive, I'm flipping this over, and I'm putting adhesive on that 1/2-inch section, okay? All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm flipping it over, because I've got adhesive on it, and I'm taking it and I'm lining up these score lines. See the score line here and the score line here? I'm lining them up with the score lines of the top one to the score lines on the bottom one. And then I'm just, see how they're matched up there? They're matched up. And then I'm just going to slide it up till it's flush at the top, and then I'm going to press down like that, and it's attached. Okay, so I'll do that again. I have put adhesive on this section and this section. I am flipping it over so that the adhesive side is on the back. I'm taking it, so these score lines match up with the score lines on the bottom. They're matched up. I'm sliding it up until it's even to the top, even on the bottom. And then I'm pressing down on the sides, and it looks like that. Okay? Pretty easy. And then it sits up like this. Very cute style of card. All right. Now we're going to take the acetate. And the acetate has score lines on it. We are going, they might be hard to see.
Cause the acetate's hard to see.
Yeah, so, but you can fold on them, get a nice crease on them. So you're doing all mountain folds. And give it a burnish. And they're all mountain folds. All right, so it looks like this. They're all mountain folds. So now this stretches across the bottom. It spans right across the bottom of the card. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to put adhesive on those 1/2-inch ends. Okay? The 1/2-inch ends. And then I'm bringing back my card, and I'm lining this up. There's the bottom of the card. I'm lining up the corner. So there's the adhesive on this side. I'm lining it up even with the side and the bottom of the card, stretching it across. And attaching it to the other side. So now it looks like that, and it pops up. See that? Okay, let's bring in our papers. All right, does everybody want the card base done? Okay. We're going to take these 2 pieces of paper. On one of them, I'm going to glue the white piece. So I'm choosing the darker one. So we'll glue that on. Okay. Now, you can stamp on this if you want. I'm going to leave mine, but you can stamp on it. And then I'm going to glue my lattice onto this one. Now, I will have to trim it, so I'm just putting glue on the side and along the top, or bottom, I guess. And I'm pushing this down. Okay, and then I'll trim it and finish gluing. There we go. Then I'm just going to lift these up and I'll put some glue along here and glue that down. And there we go. Okay. Now I'm going to slide this in here and glue that on. Okay. So we'll take this and I'm going to slide it underneath that acetate, leaving a 1/8 of an inch around the perimeter. And then our last flower, I'm going to slide this in like so, just to get an idea of where I want it. So I am going to cut off the whole stem. I'm going to cut off that stem. And then you can see it's going to fit on here lovely. All right. Now, I'm going to put foam tape just on the flower part, on the top part, just the flower part, not on the stem. All right. I'm going to have to cut this in half. I should have brought my strips, but this will work. So just on the flowers. Okay. So I will bring this back. Now I'm going to remove the tape backing off of my foam tape. There we go. So it's just on the 3 flowers. So this is partially being pop dotted. And then I'm going to add glue to my leaves. So partial dimension here. All right, and then I'm going to take it and I'm sliding it in like so. And pushing that down. Okay. I don't want glue on the back of that. And that just gives partial dimension to my flowers. Now I have these 4 strips So they're gonna go on here. So they're going to go on the sides. So I'm gonna slip that under there. And this one here. That one there. And that one there. Got a bit of wiggle room with the glue. And then this one is going to be glued to the back for your personal message. So I'm going to flip this over and glue it on here. So it folds perfectly flat to be put into an envelope. Okay? And then we have one with sympathy left, and that is going to go on the front of our acetate. When I first started card making, I just used glue. We had these little accordion bottles
Mm-hmm.
that we used, and they worked great. And we'll add that, and it fits perfectly on there. Give it some pressure. And there we go. Beautiful. All righty. So we have 6 cards completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What do you think, ladies? I'm very pleased. And I hope it takes me years to use these up. But like I said, you could use this as a birthday for sure. You can make them all again and put birthday sentiments on them.
Yeah, to do different colors.
Different colors. Make them nice and springy, bright. Does anybody know the name of that flower? I don't know. very pretty. Okay. Again, we have the Thinking of You stencil and die that you already have. And you have the stamp.
Marlene says it's lavender.
Oh, okay. You have, this is the press plate that's available. Oh, okay. And the diamond lattice available, and these are on order. The double stitched elongated oval. All right, so there we go. And the mini brushes are also on order. Well, thank you very much for spending the day with us. We appreciate it. It was lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And you have some beautiful cards that I hope you can remake by using the instructions. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And stay tuned. I'm sure we'll have another virtual in the future. All right? Thank you very much. Bye-bye. This is going up to YouTube now. All right?